Welcome to episode 5 of our Guitar Beginner series. My name is Nathan Martinez, and today you are going to learn how to use your left hand. Yes, your left hand, the technical hand, the sound shifter of the strings, the creator of chords. Your left hand does it all, and we're going to learn how to use it with just 4 easy tips. However, pause this video now if you have not yet checked out any of our earlier videos in our Guitar Beginner series. We have videos on how to use your right hand. We have videos on how to hold the guitar. We have videos on the parts of the guitar. Hey, we even have a video on what are the best beginner guitars to buy. By now you probably have a guitar, but in case you're wondering. Now you can find all our lessons on our Guitar Beginner Series playlist. This has lessons from the past, lessons from the present, and all the lessons that we're going to be doing in the future. It's all going to be right there. So you can start from the beginning, go all the way down, and it's going to be great. I'll put a link right here, and in the description below, you can check it out when you have the time. If you want to know when all our new lessons come out, then hit that notification bell, subscribe to our channel, and like this video. These lessons give you the best methods on how to do stuff on the guitar, and they're lessons that you won't find anywhere else. So go ahead, like and subscribe. Do it right now. And we are going back to the lesson. The left hand is more challenging than the right hand is. It has to make a bunch of weird shapes. It often has to make really quick changes on the guitar. You need to know how to position your left hand on the guitar more than anything else. Again, you've probably seen some people hold their left hands like this. However, as terrible as that looked, it's really not the best way. Now, I know what you're going to say.
Hey, but Hendrix plays that way. Hey, but my favorite guitarist plays that way.
And while many players have played that way, it's not the most ergonomical or useful to actually playing guitar. Especially if you're just a beginner. It actually makes playing guitar at the beginning really difficult. So if your favorite guitarist got over this disability and became something great, which, again, they are, then that's totally fine. But it's probably not the best idea for you to follow in their footsteps. Again, we want to do things that are easier, that are better, that work better for us physically, and that make guitar just more fun to play. So, tip number 1. Put your hands in a perpendicular position to the guitar neck. You're going to want to angle your fingers towards the ceiling, not towards your face. Again, you see a lot of people who play like this, like that, like this, a lot of different ways, none of which are the easiest way to do anything. The easiest way is to have your hand in a perpendicular position. This is the way that's going to work best for your playing. Tip number 2, always move your fingers and your thumb together. That means that if you are pressing down with your finger, if you're trying to put your finger on these frets here, you are also going to want to press down with your thumb. It should look like this. If the finger is not pressing down, neither is your thumb. Easy enough, right? Think about it as if your finger's engaged, your thumb is engaged. If your finger's relaxed, your thumb is relaxed. Another way to get more comfortable with this motion is to take your fingers and try to touch your fingers to your thumb, like this. Use your fingertip. This will come in handy in a moment. Touch your fingertip to your thumb, touch your fingertip to your thumb, touch your fingertip to your thumb. Guess what I'm going to say? Touch your fingertip to your thumb. Just get used to that motion. Do you feel how if your finger's engaged, your thumb is engaged? If your finger's not, your thumb is not. Next, try to take that motion to the guitar. So you're going to want to do this again. Keep doing that. Fingers engaged, thumb is engaged, and continue to do that until you take it to the guitar and touch that first fret. Continue to try to touch your fingers and thumbs together. Do you feel that every time your finger relaxes, your thumb relaxes, and every time your finger's engaged, so is your thumb? That's how it works. Now, I said that the touching your fingertip to your thumb would come in handy. Why? Because that is tip number 3. You always want to touch your fingertips to your thumb. Why your fingertips and not the pad of your finger? Why not your knuckles? Because that's dumb, number 1. Number 2 is that when you use your fingertips instead of the pads of your fingers, you can more engage all the muscles in your hand. All the joints in your hand work much better than if you try to bend back like that, keep straight like this, flat finger stuff. You can't really do things that well when you flat finger it like that. You can do things well when you use the fingertips. And that's what you're going to want to focus on. All right, the final tip, tip number 4, keep your hand in a claw-like position. And just like tip number 2 of moving your fingers and thumb together went along with tip number 3 of using your fingertips when pressing down on the frets, so does tip number 4 go with all of them. Tip number 4 is keep your hand in a claw-like position. That means every joint is engaged. We do this because trying to flat finger stuff, it doesn't work that well. There's a time and place for it on guitar. It's really not when you're just starting out. You're going to want to have a good technique from the beginning, and that will help you at every point in the future. All right, that's it. Those are the 4 tips to using your left hand. Remember, tip number 1, keep your hand in a perpendicular position to the neck. Tip number 2, your fingers and thumbs work together. If your fingers are engaged, your thumb is engaged. If your fingers are relaxed, your thumb is relaxed. Tip number 3 is use your fingertips whenever you press down on the frets. Tip number 4, keep your hand in a claw-like position. With all these tips, you are on your way to using your left hand correctly, building good technique from the beginning, and making your guitar learning experience as easy as possible. Congratulations, you know how to use your left hand. And if you've watched all the other lessons, you know how to use your right hand. You know how to do all the basic stuff on the guitar correctly. And now it's time to learn your first song. But why would we stop at 1? We're going to go up to 3 songs in the next lesson. So check it out. It's going to be amazing. You all have a good week, and I will see you next lesson. Hey everyone, if you enjoyed that lesson, go ahead and check out our videos on using the right hand, maybe holding the guitar. Check out the entire playlist. Do it. It's right there. Go check out our channel. The next video is going to be the one where you actually learn how to play a melody. You're going to want to have all of the info still in your head. Do it. Bye-bye.